I was naughty this year, so Batman beat me up. You want to know what I hate more than stupid people? Surgeries. So far in my young lifetime, I've had about 2 surgeries. Now, a lot of people would say, oh, that's pretty low on the scale, so why are you being dramatic? I am a huge bloody coward to needles, and I have a huge medical history. Thank God I'm covered by insurance. And let's just say, I hate hospitals. Any horror film, that's how I feel going in, just for a basic checkup. So, let's start with the whole medical history first. Now, when I was younger, we were on the poor end of the scale, and sadly couldn't afford inhalers. So I always thought I had a bronchitis disease, because every time seasons change, I always had breathing problems. But I came to my conclusion that I have intermediate asthma. Which, for those who don't know, at least this is what my doctor explained to me. Intermediate asthma is an asthmatic condition that can either improve or worsen as time goes by. So, yeah. So far it's on the worsening scale. I remember every 2 a.m. in the morning, me having to rush to the ER because there was no clinics open because I couldn't breathe. And they would shove Hannibal Lecter mask on my face and go, breathe, child, breathe. We got you. And I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. I can barely breathe. You're just forcing air down my lungs. Which, they were trying. I will admit, the doctors were nice. They were trying their best, especially for a child who hates hospitals and hates doctors. They were trying. Now, the surgeries came up when they mentioned that there's possibility of surgeries in the future. And I'm like, nope, I will never have surgery for the life of me. I will never have surgery. I don't care. I refuse. Just to realize, yeah, young me, that wasn't going to happen. There, crying to my non-existent shoulder of pittiness. So, around 2019, I had my first job. I will explain in another video about my experience with that job. Here's the problem, though. Every time going to and from work, I kept needing to pull over and throw up. I wasn't keeping any food down. I was calling in sick more than I actually attended, which was very problematic. And again, I went to the same ER at 2 a.m. in the morning because I couldn't keep anything down. Water, upchuck. Food, upchuck. Child, upchuck. It was very problematic. Well, one doctor took in consideration because I was in my early 20s. And they were like, yeah, no, that isn't going to be okay. And so he introduced me, and this is his literal name. He is retired now. I don't know his first name, so it's safe. Dr. Co. Yeah, like K-O. Not surprising. But, he sent me to Dr. Co. And literally, I was nervous because I'm like, there might be actually something wrong. Oh my gosh. Well, when I went in there, Dr. Co was doing this shaman bullshit, like just poking around the areas, telling me to react if it hurts, to let him know. He was just poking. And when I nearly threw up, he's like, yep, bad gallbladder, it has to go. Now, for those who don't understand what a gallbladder is, it helps process fat. Without it, you cannot process fat as well. Meaning, certain greasy foods, certain fatty foods, you can't process it too well. And I had to get it gone. And I asked him, well, what happens if I chose not to have the surgery? And he looks at me in the eye and went, oh, it'll explode. And then we'll play I Spy the pieces, and it has to come out anyway. So, which would you rather? Million pieces or one little piece? Yeah, I had to do the one little piece. No way am I gonna have an exploding little organ inside me. Well, the good news is the doctor was very experienced, that it took literally 30 minutes in and out of the ER. My sister, Forsaken Unicorn, she was there getting me into the surgery, and just soon as she was settling down to do her long-ass crocheting, we hear the nurse going, Forsaken Unicorn, your sister's ready to be picked up. And she's like, what the fuck? Yeah, like literally it was in and out. The doctor literally could do it blindfolded if he wanted to. Now, that was my first surgery, so, like, I have 3 dots on my stomach. Not long after that, I found out that I also suffer from GERD. Yeah. So, eating too acidic and eating too basic are 2 no-nos. Mac and cheese, that's a no-no. Fish, that's a no-no. So, what can I eat, doctor? AB positive blood. You'll be just fine. But, anyway, what made me decide to do this video today was not too long ago, on November 1st, after Halloween, I had all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed. And originally it was supposed to be planned, like, I had insurance arguing for a whole year on this subject to see if it's worth pulling him out or not. And they're like, yeah, there's a train wreck in her mouth, and the wisdom teeth are just jammed up in there, and they haven't even poked out yet, and they're touching the other teeth. We have to pull them out, or they're gonna rot. And the insurance is like, oh, right, you can have our money, I guess. Ugh. And the surgery, it took about 6 hours. Oh my gosh. 6 bloody hours. And literally, this was my experience at the hospital. As I was going in, my appointment was at 12. My check-in time was at 10:30. And they're like, yeah, you can't eat or drink anything at midnight. And I'm like, it's Halloween. We have pizza on Halloween. Well, I can't eat it anyway. I will be honest. I did a naughty, and I had some pizza. I liked it, but my gut did not. But yeah, though, literally, after midnight, I didn't eat or drink anything. I went in with my dad this time, because my sister, Forsaken Unicorn, has a baby, and she's about 4 months old. So she's like, yeah, you're going to have to talk to Dad. I can't drive you this time. And I'm like, okay. And I talked to my dad, who has trouble hearing as is. And he's like, oh, so we leave at 10:30? I'm like, no, we have to be there at 10:30 because that's check-in time. And he's like, what? So that was interesting. And then, as we got up there, I just sat down, and so did my dad. And then we hear the nurse call my name in musical tone. Oh, Donald Twin, it's your turn. And I'm like, this is where I die. I hate surgeries. But she was very perky, and she actually offered if Dad wanted to come in the back or not. And I needed moral support, I will admit. They did the whole process, but this time they gave me no slippy socks. It's socks that has these like details on it to where you don't slip. No slip socks. They are so comfy, and they're my favorite color too. Well, either way, Endor, she then went through the whole list of process of things that can happen. My jaw can fracture, my teeth can break, I can lose senses, numbingness, bleeding. She was going on about 15 different items of the bad things that can happen, and she's like, Jesus Christ. And I'm like, yep, I still want to do the procedure, because they're like, it's best to get them out before they rot, and hopefully fix the train wreck. Well, after signing the paperwork, signing my soul to the devil, she looked at my arms and went, which one's the juiciest? And of course I'm like, IVs. I hate them. But this time I had my Switch, where last time I did not. I couldn't even play the Switch well. The IV would not let me. My thumb was like all numb. So I was trying to press the buttons of Miku, and it wouldn't even press the buttons. Even Miku's like, what are you doing? You're embarrassing me here. And I'm like, I'm trying, Miku, I'm trying. Well, it didn't take too long. And the doctors wheeled me in. This time, though, I had my own private room. Like, it was a big room, machines everywhere. There was nurses and doctors everywhere. And I felt like I had royal treatment. And I'm like, yep, this is where I die. Just because I want to get wisdom teeth. I want to have clean teeth. This is where I die. No, I think what happens is because it's a small space and they have to work so delicately. Like, it was a procedure, I guess. The gallbladder, they could just cut you open, remove it, and sit you back up. Where this time I had 4 small teeth that hasn't even grown out yet. My mouth is literally about the size as this avatar here. So you can imagine the struggle they had to go through. And as I always like to quote, the train wreck, which is my teeth. So they have to work around that. But yeah, though, after the procedure, I woke up nice and charmed. My throat hurt. They would not give me water. I understood why, because I was bleeding. They were like, no, we need to clean your mouth first. And they gave me a goodie bag. So, yay. I felt a little less miserable. But, yeah. Goodie bag. And right now, the healing stage, for some reason, is worse than when I actually went in. Because, like, my whole face is, like, green and bruising. That's why I made the joke at the beginning, because literally as I was in the store with my sister, I scared so many children. I had so many people looking at me. The good thing is no one came up to me going, do you need help? Are you okay? I'm more concerned about meeting with my one doctor that prescribes me my medicine, and I'm like, this is why we need to keep Forsaken Unicorn on drugs. You see, she can't control herself. No, I do not agree with violence, but that's the only way I can manage this is to make a joke out of it. But besides that, it's healing, and be nice to your doctors, because actually they get a lot of slack from people. A lot of people's like, why is it taking so long? Why are we doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Why are they first? Why am I last? You're incompetent. I want to speak to your manager. They get a lot of BS from people. And it's not right to abuse the clinics. And the fact that they have to deal with a lot of procedures that can actually hurt you more than heal you, it's a risk factor. So be nice to your doctors. And stay safe. Happy late Halloween. And also, November 6th is my birthday. So, I'm gonna go out with a lot of fun foundation on my face. They will not see me bruised on my birthday. I don't want to explain that I had my wisdoms pulled out to everyone. Alrighty, well, ta-ta.